Yeah, okay. Let us look at one more MTP. Yes, sir. Guys, and look at the pattern also. Division A will always be compulsory. You will not have an option. Division B, question number 1 is compulsory. In the first day only I have given you what is a pattern and all. Stick on to that. Do not forget. Always whenever you're starting your answer, make sure you're starting your answer with the most confident one. Whichever you know. Pakka I know, sir. You should start with that answer. Yes. Ha, Ketaki. Correct. It will be a different sheet. Yeah. Ha. Sir, let us start. Ha. How do we start? Let us read the story first and let us go for the questions, or let us first see the questions. Sir, as observed in the case scenario, Mr. Mac has sought financial information maintained outside India. Sir, financial information maintained outside India. Can a director so under the provision? Can he do so? Yeah, that is the first question. With regard to preservation of books of accounts, the books of accounts of the financial year 1819 needs to be kept under good order until at least which of the following years? So preservations of book of account, how long should we keep it? So the board of directors of the company had entrusted Ms. Anjali, the general manager of the company, to fulfill all the duty with regard to complying with the provisions of company law relating to maintaining of books of accounts. Which of the statement is correct with respect to entrusting Ms. Anjali for maintaining the books of accounts? Sir, basically they are asking you who can maintain the books of accounts? Yes. Huh. Okay, these three questions now read. Sir, Shehzad Color Limited. So whenever you see the word, see you need to make, whenever a company name is coming, first thing what you need to do, see if it is a public company or a private company. First thing you need to do. Okay, sir. Sir, this was incorporated on 12th August 18 with its registered office situated in Dehradun. The company was engaged in business of manufacturing herbal products. The company has prepared its books of accounts and other relevant books for 31st March 2019. The company maintains its books of account on a double entry system and on accrual basis. And it is kept in city of Jaipur in Rajasthan, which happens to be its major branch office. Gradually, the activities of the company grew and it opened its first branch office outside India in Colombo. The business started developing well and necessary records and documents, including the books of accounts of the branch, were maintained. One of the directors, Mr. Mack, felt it necessary to inspect the books of account and other relevant documents maintained at Colombo branch. However, due to his busy schedule, he could not personally inspect the records and accordingly he sought necessary financial information through his attorney holder. The board of directors of the company had entrusted Anjali, the general manager of the company, to fulfill all the duty with regards to maintaining books of accounts, place of keeping the books of accounts, and time period. So answer the relevant questions. Sir, as observed in the scenario above, Mr. Mack, a director has sought financial information maintained outside India. Can a director do so under the provisions of Companies Act 2013? Yes, correct. Yes, sir. What? Sir, a director can directly ask for information. Pakka. Sir, not through his attorney holder. Let us do one thing. Let us see if at all we have written these points in our book or not. Tell me one thing. Is this there in our summary chart? Yes? Okay, sir. This is there in summary chart. Okay, sir. So this will give you 2 marks. Correct? Okay. Sir, with regards to preservation of books of SCL, the books of accounts for finance, how many years you need to maintain your books of accounts, guys? 8 years. Okay. So what will be the valid period here? So here, I'll tell you what is the hidden question. I'll tell you what is the hidden question. People will go wrong in counting. From when should I count? One category of people, if you do mistake, you will go wrong in counting. Sir, should I include 18, 19? Most of you will crack 8 years. That you will crack. But whether to include 18, 19 is where you will go wrong. Sir, you need to take it from the completion. Sir, 18, 19, you need to start counting it from 1920. 1920, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27. 8 years. Sir, the books of accounts should be maintained for 8 years. Is it there in our summary charts? Yes, okay, sir. The board of directors of the company has entrusted Ms. Anjali, the general manager. Okay, sir, who should maintain the books of accounts? Ideally, they are asking who should maintain the books of accounts. Yes, sir, it can be a managing director, whole-time director in charge of finance, sir, CFO, or any other person charged by the board. Yes, sir. D, sir. Sir, is it there in our summary charts? Yes, sir. Sir, summary charts, 3 pages, sir. You got 6 marks here directly, sir. Yeah, though it is a summary, yeah. Okay, we'll see. Next question. Okay, let us see. Look at the questions. With reference to appointment of Mr. Amar and Mr. Shankar as nominee to Casa Hangout Private Limited OPC, out of the following, who is eligible to be nominee of OPC? Who is eligible to be nominee of OPC is the question. Mr. Shankar, if he wishes to withdraw his consent as nominee, can he do so? By giving written notice to whom? So can he withdraw his consent? To whom should he give his notice to? With reference to legal position of Mr. Amar as member and nominee to various OPCs. Yeah, which of the following statement is correct? So basically they're asking you, can one member be a nominee and a member in how many OPCs? And they're asking which of the problem is correct. We'll see. Sir, Mr. Anai, a business graduate from leading B school, okay, proprietor concern, okay. Mr. Anai, during a journey, met D'Souza, one of his old school friends. Mr. D'Souza is presently working in one of leading corporate advisory firms. Mr. Anai seeks D'Souza regarding the conversion of sole proprietary to business form of thing. D'Souza informed Mr. Anai about a new type of company called OPC. Okay. Mr. Anai felt OPC is correct form of business for him. Hence he promoted an OPC, Casa Holding, on 14 September 2019, to which he sold his sole proprietary business and became the sole member. Mr. Anai appointed his younger son, Amar is a nominee now, who was 21-year-old as nominee to OPC. Anand, who is a famous food blogger and old friend of Mr. Anai, was appointed as director of OPC. Mr. Anai himself became director of the company. So even he is a director, his friend is also a director. See, if you do not read the question, there was no question on a director asked. If not, you will start framing your own questions here. Mr. Amar is a professional photographer and went abroad for certification course on 23rd October 2019. He came back on 1st of March 2020. He established a photo studio as an OPC called Best Click. Who, sir? They are talking about Mr. Amar. Who is Mr. Amar, our nominee? On 20th March 2020, in which Mr. Anai is a nominee. Sir, Mr. Amar opened a OPC. Now Anai is a nominee there. Father. No, in which Mr. Anai is nominee and he became, correct. In the meantime, Mr. Amar also gave his consent as nominee to another OPC in which his elder brother, Mr. Shankar, is sole member. Sir, Mr. Amar is becoming a nominee to another OPC. Mr. Anai met with an accident on 25th March 2020 in which he lost his life. Nomination clause invoked. As a result, Mr. Amar had to take charge of CASA. Mr. Shankar was appointed as a new nominee to CASA Limited, who gave written consent on 31st March. Mr. Shankar, who is investing banker by profession, is of the opinion that CASA Limited needs to amend its object clause and add carry out investment in its securities. See, your mind, if you do not look at the questions, you will start framing questions in all these places. Okay, who is not containing cash flow statements? Okay, let us come to the question. With reference to appointment of Mr. Amar and Mr. Shankar as nominee, out of the following, who is eligible to be appointed as nominee? First one, a natural person, a legal person, natural who is resident in India but excluding minor, natural who is a resident as well as citizen of India but excluding minor. Huh? Yes, sir. Perfect, sir. Sir, a person should be a natural person. He should be a citizen of India. He can be a resident or otherwise. This is, the amendment is not yet covered, but today's date, if you look at our PDFs, we would have written a resident or otherwise. The condition now, even a NRA can also open a OPC. I have told you, Nirmala Sitharaman in the recent budget, this thing was changed. Even the resident in India status has been changed to 120 days. Remember, don't remember. That is an amendment. That is not yet covered here. That is the reason. Is it there in summary notes or not? Yes, sir. Mr. Shankar, if he wishes to withdraw his consent as nominee, can Shankar withdraw his consent? Can a nominee withdraw his consent? Yes, sir. Sir, whom should he write a notice to? If a nominee should withdraw his consent, to whom should he write the notice to? The answer is C. He needs to write it to the sole member and OPC. He needs to write it to the sole member and OPC. Both should be written, nominee. Have you written this in the summary notes? If a nominee needs to withdraw, yeah, sir, whom should he write a notice to? Withdrawing, whom should he inform? Have you written this in the summary notes? I remember discussing about it, but I don't know if I have written it or not in summary notes. Okay, so this is not there. Okay, done. With reference to legal position of Mr. Amar as member and nominee to various OPCs, which of the following statement is correct? Sir, a person can be a member of one OPC, but any number of OPC but nominee in one OPC. Sir, can be a member in one OPC and nominee in any number of OPC. Can be a member in one OPC, nominee another OPC. Can be member and nominee both in any number of OPCs. Sir, C, is it there in summary chart? Yes, it is there. Here, yes, sir. Sir, where depositors so desire, deposits may be accepted in joint names, not exceeding. Sir, joint deposit holders, is it valid? Yes, sir. Sir, is this there? 3 maximum? Yes, sir. There. Have you written in summary charts? Not sure. Even I don't remember. Okay, let us take it as no only. A resolution shall be a special resolution when the votes cast in favor of the resolution by members are not less than special resolution, people. This is not there in summary chart. Special resolution. Sir, 3 times, sir. Simple one. Sir, Anu got incorporated OPC with her sister Alpa as a nominee, and about 3 years have passed satisfactorily. From time to time, Anu does a number of charitable works. Now she is contemplating to convert OPC either as a Section 8 company. Choose the correct option. Ketaki is like bang on. Ketaki, you have seen these questions, huh? You did not even go through other options. Sir, C, sir. Okay. Sir, there is a prohibition on Section 8, sir. You can convert it into any other form, but not Section 8 company. Sir, private, public possible. Section 8 not possible. There is a specific prohibition. Sir, it is there in summary chart. Lalit made an offer to managing director. MD accepted the offer though he had no authority to do so. Subsequently, Lalit withdrew the offer, but the company had already ratified the MD's acceptance. State which of the statement given here under is correct. Lalit is bound with the offer due to ratification. An offer once accepted cannot be withdrawn. Both A and B is correct. Lalit is not bound to an offer. Use your brain and answer. Don't just complain, sir, it is out of syllabus. Sir, there was one company. Yeah, that company had one managing director. That managing director had no power to enter into a contract, but he still entered into a contract with Lalit, which was later ratified by the company. Now, after the contract is ratified, now the contract became valid. Now, Lalit wants to withdraw the offer. They are asking you whether it is possible, not possible. People, first thing, the moment a contract is ratified, the contract will bind both the parties. An offer once accepted cannot be withdrawn. Your childhood. A contract, an offer once accepted will become a contract. Now, if you want to withdraw, it will become a breach of contract. You will be liable. So, both A and B are correct. Yes, Atira, correct one. A company shall execute a deposit trust deed at least dash days before issuing the circular in the form of advertisement. Others. Nutcracking, what are you doing? Sir, a company needs to issue it needs to execute a trust deed at least dash days before issuing the circular or circular in the form of advertisement. Sir, 7 days. It is there in summary notes. Correct? 7 days time, wherever timeline it is pakka written. I'll only remember. Sir, so the first question, 6 marks. 6 marks is there in summary notes. Sir, the next question, 4 marks. So 10 marks is there in your summary charts. Okay. Okay, sir, 2 marks here. So 12 marks. Ratification. We have written the ratification will bind, but it's okay. Sir, let us take 13 marks covered so far. Sir, validity period of presentment of a check in bank. Sir, 3 months. We have seen this. Yes, sir. Sir, we have written this, sir. Have you written this? Summary notes, it's there. Have I made you guys write it? Yes. Sir, so it became 14 marks. Sir, Mr. J has appointed Miss V as his agent to sell garments manufactured by Mr. J. Miss V, due to her personal issues, could not work effectively. Hence, she appointed Mr. Kant to sell on her behalf. Can Mr. J be bound by the acts of Mr. Kant? Answer. No. Agent without authority cannot lawfully appoint a sub-agent. Yes, correct, sir. Okay, that is your answer. Sir, 2 marks. Sir, can an agent appoint a sub-agent? What did we write? Is it there in your summary charts? Yes, it's there. You remember that a delegatee cannot further delegate. Exception was the trade allows. You remember that part? We have written that. Exactly. Sir, and one more thing, you do not assume the necessity. Go with the MCQs. Do not assume that yes, it was in necessity and all. Do not assume. That's the only thing. Yes, in this case, as you said, it is cannot appoint. Correct. So how many marks, sir? This one was 2 marks. Huh? So how much did it become? 16 marks. Okay, sir. If a company is registered by furnishing correct information, incorrect information, then its winding up may be ordered by whom? Who can order winding up? Central government, ROC, NCLT, court. Who can order for winding up? Always remember, winding up will always be done by NCLT. The power, the application will be done by any of these people to wind up a company. They need to, guys, yesterday when we were doing General Clauses Act also I told you, the winding up of company, the power in Companies Act 1956 was with High Court. Now the entire provision has been given to NCLT. You remember this? In General Clause Act also I told you this. Hey, yes or no? So in class, if you are attentive, that 1 mark extra you can get. Yes or no? Did we do this or not? General Clause Act. Okay. Happens, obviously. R gives his umbrella to M during rainy season to be used for 2 days during examination. We have done this case also. M keeps the umbrella for a week. While going to R's house to return the umbrella, M accidentally slips and the umbrella is badly damaged. Who shall bear the loss? Yes, sir. Sir, the bailie's duty is to return the goods within the time. If not returned within the time, then whatever happens, whether your negligence or not your negligence, you are liable. Yes, sir. Sir, summary chart, it's there, sir. Sir, how much, sir? 2 marks. How much have we scored till now? Okay, 18 marks. Offences committed under Negotiable Instrument Act can be compoundable, non-compoundable, non-compoundable and non-bailable, bailable. Sir, compoundable. Yes. Sir, have we written this in summary charts? I think the last thing that is only we would have written compoundable. The last word of Negotiable Instrument Act, we have written compoundable offences. Yes, sir, we scored 19 marks. Which of the following is not a correct statement with respect to characteristics of a promissory note? A oral promise to pay is sufficient. It should be in writing. There must be an express promise to pay. The promise to pay should be definite and unconditional. Not a correct statement. Open your eyes and see. Which of the following is not correct? Sir, a promissory note should always be in writing, sir. Oral is not sufficient. Sir, in wherever we have written characteristics, we have written this particular thing. Correct? We scored 1 mark, so which makes us 20. Formal legal document which creates or confirms a right or record a fact is called what? Formal legal document which creates or confirms a right. Sir, just see this. A document which creates a right or liability is called what, sir? Instrument. Sir, summary chart, it's there, sir. I remember 21 mark. An aid that expresses the scope, object, and purpose of the act is called what? An aid which expresses scope. What? We had this one, sir. Pause. Or SOP or POS. Pause is always given by the, yes sir, preamble. Sir, did we write this in our book summary chart? Is it there? It's there, sir. I remember. Which of the following is not a immovable property? Sir, special road note is also written here. Timber. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Did we write it in our book? No, we did not write it. It's not there in our book. We told it, we discussed on it, but I don't think we wrote it in our book. Okay. It's there in our PDF, but not in our summary chart. Okay. Sir, Mr. Shamlal is a BTech computer science. He has promoted an IT startup and got it registered as a okay, people, see here, out of 30 MCQs, if you had read it through only summary charts, you would have got 22 marks. Only summary charts. I'm not even telling you the PDF, the consolidated PDF, the colorful PDF, nothing. I'm just telling you only the consolidated note. I mean, only the summary charts. Okay. Sir, Mr. Shamlal is a BTech computer science. He has promoted an IT startup and got it registered as a private company. Initially, only he and his family members are holding all the shares. While drafting articles of association of the company, it has been included that Mr. Shamlal will remain as a director of the company for lifetime. Mr. Mehra, a close friend of Mr. Shamlal, has warned him that in future, if 75% or more shares in the company are held by non-family members, then they may pass a special resolution and they can amend the articles, and whatever your clauses, you can be a director for the lifetime, that can be removed. Mr. Shamlal has approached you to advise him for protecting his position as a director for lifetime. Give your answer as per the provisions of Companies Act 2013. Advise Shamlal. He wants to remain as a director for lifetime, it seems. Yeah, but they are telling tomorrow if some people, if they buy 75% of the shares, they can amend the articles of association by passing a special resolution. He wants you to give him an opinion how to protect him from not being removed. Can you just tell me what is the provision? What is the answer revolving around? What is that word? Perfect. Very good, Sukanya. Sir, the answer is revolving around entrenchment. Mehra is telling tomorrow if 75% of the people take, if they pass a special resolution, any clause in articles can be amended. To protect that, what you can do? You can say that today only you enter into your articles of association what? Entrenchment. Sir, what is entrenchment? To remove me at least 95% or 90%, 80%. Make the provision more stricter. So even if 75% of non-family members acquire your company, 25% will still be with you. So entrenchment, sir, the company law says 75%. You put it as 80%, 90%. So if non-family members takes only 75%, the rest of it is with you only, no? Entrenchment. So he cannot be removed. Sir, bouncer, sir, article section 5 talks about articles of association. Yeah, sir, it talks about entrenchment. See, the first one is provision. Provision of law. Sir, facts of the case. Sir, the last part, conclusion. Your answer should always have these three portions. Clear? All of you? People, entrenchment. Okay, sir. Sir, Shiv Limited is incorporated on 3/10/2020. The company is having a paid up capital of rupees 5 crore. Following are the key shareholders of the company. Central government holds 1.5, Punjab holds 1.23, others hold 2.27. The total is 5 crore. In that, central government holds 1.5, 1.23 is by Punjab government. The first auditor of the company has been appointed by board of directors on 31/10/2020. The members of the company have objected to such an appointment by the board. According to the members, it's only the members who can appoint the first auditor. Advise the company on validity of such appointment as per provisions of Companies Act. And also advise whether the contention of members of the company is correct. There are two questions, answer both. Don't just say yes or no. They are asking you to whether the advise the company on validity of appointment. You need to say yes, it is correct or wrong. And you need to also answer whatever the members are telling, is it correct or wrong? Appointment is valid. Yes. Sir, why, sir? Perfect. Most of you got it, few of you bouncer. Why, sir? They have given this for a reason. The company's capital is 5 crore. In that, how much is 50%? 2.5 crore. How much the central government and Punjab government? Sir, what is a government company? A company in which central government or state government or state governments or central government and state government or governments holds more than 51%. Here they are holding how much? Sir, 2.73. It is definitely more than 51%. Yes, sir. So it is government company. Sir, government company. Who should appoint the first auditor? Sir, first auditor is always appointed by CAG. Sir, CAG. So the advise the company's the first auditor should be appointed by CAG. The second question, whether the members' contention is correct. No, it is incorrect because the correct. So if at all CAG fails, then board, then shareholders. Remember, look at the provision ones. How to write? Register the answers. Sir, according to section government company, see, you need to see whether it is a government company or not. You need to tell them, right, it is government company. For a reason, they're asking it for 6 marks. So they are defining what is a government company. Sir, they are telling what is a provision. Who needs to appoint? Sir, they are telling you what is the facts of the case. Sir, they are giving you conclusion. Yes. Sir, Mega lends a sum of 20,000 to Beam on security of 2 shares of Prema Limited on 1st April 2019. On 15th June 2019, the company issued 2 bonus shares. Beam returns the loan amount of 20,000 with interest, but Mega returns only 2 shares which were pledged and refuses to give 2 bonus shares. Advise Beam in the light of provisions of Indian Contract Act. What is the provision? What is that word? What is the question revolving around? Perfect. Very good, Sukanya. Sir, what is it? Huh? Yes, Ketek, you have a doubt? Ah, perfect, sir. Sir, duty of a bailee to return the accretion, the cow and the calf. Sir, I have given the share. When I had given, the bonus share was issued. The bailee's duty is to return whatever I have given it for bailment, as well as whatever is the accretion which has been incurred on that. Sir, when the shares were with you, I got bonus. Yes, sir, all of you. People, this is there in your book, 6 marks. Who should appoint your first one? Yeah, which makes it 28. The first question was indirect. Huh? Entrenchment we have written, but yes, you had to apply your brain here. Though we have written, let us not consider it. Okay. Sir, 4 marks. Sir, accretion we have written. The example also we had written, which makes it 32 marks. Okay. A draws a bill on B. B accepts the bill without any consideration. The bill is transferred to C without consideration. C transferred it to D for value. Decide. Here again I told you this part was removed. Liabilities of the parties. Yeah, again, but still we saw. What, sir? Whenever there is no consideration. But still okay. Answer. Sir, whether D can sue prior parties for the bill? Yes, sir, because he is a holder in due course. Sir, whether the prior parties other than D have any right of action? No, sir, because none of them have paid any consideration. Correct? Ignore that. Sir, D is a superman. Correct. So, holder in due course. We have written it, but still, okay. 1.5 let us take. Let us assume it as 34. P Limited had called its AGM on 30th August. Mr. Pawan has filed a complaint against the company that he could attend the meeting as the company did not serve the notice to him for the AGM. The company in turn provided the proof that they had sent the notice by way of an email to Mr. Pawan, inviting him to attend the AGM of the company. Mr. Pawan alleged that he never received the email. In light of the provisions of Companies Act, advise whether the company has heard any service serving the notice of AGM to Mr. Pawan. This, what, sir? If a company has given the if the company has sent the notice by quoting the right, if it is by post, by properly posting it to his address, whatever is available with the company, or if it is through email, if it is sent through email, whatever is registered with the company is discharged from liability if at all it is out of its hands. If it is given in good faith, sir, no problem, right email ID, the company is no longer liable. In this case, Mr. Pawan will not have any right because the company has given a proper email. Email is also one of the proper way to give a notice. Clear? We have written it in our notice how to give a notice. Maya Limited is a public company. Maharashtra Bank is a shareholder holding 18% of the subscribed capital of the company. Explain how the following shall be appointed: first auditor, subsequent auditor. This we had seen in the class also. What, sir? If you remember, I don't know whether you remember this or not. I had showed you this example also. What? Sir, if at all any company, whether private, public, no matter who is the shareholder, if you are a government company, CAG will appoint. If you are any other company, first auditor will always be appointed by board of directors. Subsequent auditor will always be appointed by shareholders in AGM. Correct? Sir, first auditor will always be appointed by board of directors. If they fail to appoint, then shareholders should appoint. Sir, this first auditor will be appointed for a period of 1 year up to the first AGM. In first AGM, the shareholders will appoint a subsequent auditor who will be holding the office for a period of 5 years. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Hey people, remember You remember? Sure. The entire chart, we had given a detailed chart within how, what time also. Remember the time also, important. Ramesh instructed Suresh, a transporter, to send a consignment of apples to Mumbai. After covering half the distance, Suresh found that the apples will perish before reaching Mumbai. He sold the same at half the market price. Ramesh sued Suresh. Will he succeed? Give your answer. Sir, now what is the question here? Ketaki, very good. You need to write that. This is an agency created by necessity or emergency. You need to write that word. Yeah? Huh. Sir, have we written this? We have seen this example also, same example. I believe we had seen India Pakistan tomato example. As per Negotiable Instrument Act, what are the parties who may cross a check? Who may cross a check? Sir, we have seen this in the book, but we have not written it in the summary charts. But we have seen it in the book. Sir, all the three parties can cross a check. Correct? Remember, drawee, holder, banker, all three can cross the check. Yes. I don't think we have written in the summary charts. Okay. Mr. Dinesh incorporated a new private company under Provisions of Companies Act, and he desires to commence the business immediately. Please advise Mr. Dinesh about the procedure of commencement of business as laid under Section 10A of Companies Act. The procedure also we have written. Within how many days you need to file certificate of commencement of business? 180 days. What is the conditions to be satisfied? What is the conditions? Two conditions are there. Yes, you got it right. Director should give a declaration saying what, sir? Sir, whatever is the money, the company has received the money. Yes, paid the money and we have filed the registered office. These two should be satisfied. Correct? Sir, have we written this? Yes, we have written under the incorporation. You remember? Under the incorporation, we have written this. Sir, 5 marks. The entire procedure also we have written. The points, declaration, registered office and timeline. So, sir, which makes it 49 marks. Alpha Limited is facing loss in business during the financial year 1920. In the immediate preceding 3 financial year, the company had declared dividend at the rate of 7%, 11%, 12%. The board has declared a dividend of 12% interim dividend for the current financial year, at least to be par with the immediate preceding financial year. Is this valid? Sir, no sir. Sir, there are 3 things here. Just I am telling you. What? First thing, interim dividend can be declared by the board only. Correct? Board has the power. Sir, second one, whenever they are declaring, whatever are the provisions applicable to final dividend, the same shall apply to interim dividend. Sir, the company is in loss. The company, whenever it is in loss, cannot pay a dividend more than whatever it has paid in the last 3 years. You need to take average. Sir, 7 plus 11 plus 12, 30% divided by 3. Sir, 10%. The maximum they can pay is 10 and not 12. Sir, what is that? Sir, dividend, what can be paid at the time of loss or inadequate profit? When you do not have sufficient profit is also covered. Do not forget that. Sir, the clear provisions we have written completely, which will make it as, how many marks this one? 5, okay, 54 marks. Summary chart, it is there. Sir, give the answer for the following. A promissory note was made without mentioning any time for payment. The holder added the words on demand on the face of the instrument. Thus, does this amount to material alteration? Sir, adding of what is obvious mean the same. Amit draws a check of ₹1,000 and hands it over to Beena by way of gift. Is Beena a holder in due course? Sir, first thing, I don't think we have written it in our summary notes, but we have seen that example. Sir, second part, we have seen holder in value, holder in due course. Sir, 2 marks. Let us take only 2 marks, 56 marks. Counting only whatever we have written in summary charts. Okay. Sir, what is the effect of proviso? Does it qualify the main provision of an enactment? Sir, proviso is only a special thing. Whatever is given here, it just excludes or it gives a particular special provision over the general enactment. Sir, does an explanation added to a section widen the ambit of a section? No, sir. Explanation is just a intention of the legislature. He's trying to explain you what I mean. It does not widen the scope. Both the things we saw, we have written what is proviso, what we have written save to as well as explanation in our book. Sir, 59. How does the Companies Act 2013 regulate and restrict the following matters in respect of a company going for a public issue of shares? Sir, minimum amount stated in the prospectus, application money payable on shares. Sir, basically these two things should be as per the prospectus. Minimum application money payable is always 5% as per the Companies Act. Sir, minimum amount stated in prospectus. Companies Act has not stated anything. Don't write off 90% there. So, sir, these two conditions should be met. If it is not met, sir, you need to refund the whatever application money you have got it. Prospectus, this will be right, people. We have written this, you remember? We have written as per Companies Act. I have also told you as per SEBI it is this provision. Yeah? Okay. It is given in summary charts. Yes, sir. A government company which is eligible to accept deposits under section 76 of the Companies Act cannot accept deposits from public exceeding 25% of the paid up capital free reserve securities premium. State with reason whether it is true or false. We have seen this question also. Sir, we have written it in our summary notes also. A government company can maximum raise deposits. How much? I have given you all the chart. How much this company, how much this company, how much this company. Eligible company, non-eligible company, government company. How much they can raise maximum from people? From public. Sir, 35%. We have written this. Perfect. So the statement is false. So the board of directors of Swati Limited called an EGM upon the requisition of members. Requisition meeting. However, the meeting was adjourned because the quorum was not present. Advise the company on the basis of Companies Act. What will happen? Sir, requisition meeting, quorum not present. What will happen? Meeting will get adjourned. Sir, the meeting will get cancelled. Yes, both the provisions we have written in our summary charts. 69 marks. Adjournment won't happen. Requisition meeting will get cancelled. If at all it is a meeting conducted by requisitionists, you cannot adjourn the meeting within first half an hour. If quorum is not present, the meeting will be cancelled. No adjournment and all. Sir, Mr. R, an advocate, fraudulently deceived his client, Mr. Chandan, who was taking his expert advice on taxation matters. Now, Mr. R is liable to a fine for his fraudulent act both under Advocates Act and Income Tax Act 1961. State the provision as to whether his offence is punishable under both acts. Give your answer as per General Clauses Act 1897. Huh. Sir, yes, Ketaki, very good. Sir, section 26, we wrote no. One person cannot be punished under two offenses. One offense, he cannot be punished under two different acts. Sir, summary we have written in one line only, the same thing. Correct? Hey people, we have wrote or not? We have written this or not? Summary we wrote no everything. In that we have covered this no. One person cannot be punished under two offenses. 73. Sir, differentiate mandatory provision from a directory provision. What factors decide whether a provision is directory or mandatory? Sir, directory, mandatory. Mandatory means you need to compulsorily follow it. Yes, sir. Sir, directory, it is non-compulsory provision. Sir, may, shall, must also take it. It is may, shall or must. Sir, may becomes directory, shall or must becomes mandatory. Sir, did we write this? Did we write this? Yes, sir, we have written it in our summary charts. Ketaki, may is directory, shall or must is mandatory. Natraj Limited is engaged in manufacturing of glass products. It wants to provide financial assistance to its employees to enable them to subscribe for fully paid shares of the company. Advise whether it amounts to purchase of its own share. If in the instance case the company itself purchasing to redeem its preference share, does it amount to acquisition of its own share? Take time and answer, but I want you guys to answer this. Fifth one. Can a company give financial assistance to its employees to subscribe to its fully paid shares? Possible? Perfect. Perfect. Did you guys refer and answered, or you guys just answered? You guys just answered or referred and answered? Oh, just answering, huh? Oh, awesome. Sir, what is this? It will not be considered as purchasing its own share. Exception. A company can give a loan to its shareholders to subscribe to the shares, provided it shall not exceed their 6 months salary. We had solved this also. One question we have solved on this. However, a loan cannot be given to a director or KMP. Sir, section 67. And next question, there are two questions in this. Sir, does redeeming its preference share, does it amount to acquisition of its own share? Redemption does not amount to buyback or purchasing or redemption of exception is also an exception. Sir, did we write this? Is it there in our summary charts? Yes, Pakka. 5 marks, 81. Okay, sir. State with reason whether the following statement is correct or incorrect. An AGM can be held on a national day. A company should file its annual return within 6 months of the closing of financial year. Correct or incorrect is what they are asking. Sir, first one is incorrect. Second one. Sir, second one. Okay. People, first one, a company cannot hold its AGM on a national holiday. Remember, public holiday is not a national holiday. Sir, did we write this in our book? I have also given you what are national holidays. You remember? Republic Day, Gandhi Jayanti, what is that? Independence Day. You remember? Sir, a company should file its annual return within 6 months. The answer is incorrect. I've given you timelines for two important forms. One is called as AOC4, which is called financial statements. The another one is called as MGT7, which is called annual return. AOC4 is to be filed within 30 days of your AGM. MGT7 is to be filed within 60 days of your AGM, not from the closure of financial year. This 30 days and 60 days is from date of AGM. What they are asking is your closure of financial year, so it is not correct. The timelines, if you guys remembered, we have written this clearly. Have we written the timelines? Sir, and they are asking you here for 5 marks. Don't write correct or incorrect. Tell them section 96, you can hold a AGM on any day except a national holiday. You need to quote annual return which section? Which section? Annual return is important. Section 92. Perfect. So say what does the provision say? You just write it and say yes or not. Clear? So sir, we have written this. So as per Indian Contract Act, answer the following. Definition of pledge, pawner and pawnee. Sir, go see. Whenever we have written pledge, we would have written meaning, we would have written the parties involved. Have we covered this? Yes. Sir, what is a pledge? Pledge is a part of bailment where one party transfers the possession of the property for a security. Correct? Sir, characteristics of pledge. Haven't we seen that? Sir, where pawner transfers the goods to pawnee. Sir, it is always a contract of bailment. The main word here is the bailment for security. Remember, you don't remember. Sir, who is a pawner? Always the debtor. The borrower is a pawner. Pawnee is always a creditor or the lender. Have you written this or not? Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, 86 plus 4, sir, 90. Sir, elucidate the term commencement as per General Clauses Act. Sir, what do you mean by commencement? Where is it used is what they are asking. Where have they used the word commencement, people? In General Clauses Act, where do you see the word commencement? In what context are they talking about commencement? What context are they talking about commencement here? Sir, commencement here they're talking about when the perfect, when the act comes into existence. When does the exactly effective date of the act? That is what they are talking about here. Yeah, assume, let us consider this as a indirect question. Yeah, let us leave this 3 marks. Okay, sir, now see here. What your only summary charts can do. What your only summary charts can do. And how many pages? Guys, your entire summary charts is 62 pages. Your entire summary charts from company law to General Clauses Act, every chapter, everything in detail covers in 52 pages. Now tell me whether you guys can do it or not. Do you guys even understand how, if you can do it properly, if you can revise it thoroughly? This is what I tell you. once you're thorough with the concepts, the summary charts you can memorize, you can read it as many times as possible. On a weekend, just open it, you would have already known the concept. It will hardly take 5 hours, 6 hours. You can revise the entire pages. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, and did I bluff you, or was it what do you say? Is it, tell me one thing, is it a factual figure, or did we make it up? Is it a factual figure, or did we make it up? Sukanya, I didn't get you. This figure, did we just write it for the sake of it, or did it actually exist in your book? This number, did we arrive it? Is it actually there in your book? It exists. Yes. All of you. Sir, then what more, sir? So, sir, what you can do? Sir, read the PDF. It has in-depth knowledge. Read it once, read it twice. On the weekends, you need to make sure. Sir, when will this summary chart help you? Day before the exam. Don't touch anything else. You need to stick on to only and only summary charts. Quickly, the entire concepts you need to revise. Entire thing. Day before the exam, this will be like a savior. Or else imagine reading your module day before the exam, or reading your PDF, even the consolidated PDF. Day before the exam, don't keep it. So, time and again, I'm telling you, you can completely rely on my notes, the PDF I have given you. You can blindly trust it. And then PDFs, pakka, absolutely no problem. Clear, all of you? Sure. Yes. So that's it from my end, people. Whatever is possible from my end, I have to given it to you. Wherever I was able to take more time, in the time given, I tried to extend, and this is the reason I did it, so that you will get some grace period as well. Now you can take that off. Aram se sit. Clear. So my due date was a different one, but I finished even 2 or 3 days in advance. Today also could have been skipped, but I took it because we could have looked it into one more paper. So that's it from my end. Probably by today end, you will get your PDFs. I mean, this one, the condensed material scanning, I'm not sure, it is not in my hands. I've given it to them. I don't know when it will happen. Once it is done, you will get it. All of you, is this clear? Sure. So that's it from my end. So one last time, have a good exam. Make sure whatever you guys are here for, make that time count. Something which is not in your hands, it's okay. Do not panic. Do not become underconfident. Be always confident enough. Approach it with your chin up. Whatever you guys done, it's a great job. You were always going in a good speed, so maintain that. Make sure you reach your dream. Whatever you started, do not quit. You will have a low day, you will have a bad day. Do not give up. Keep on trying. Yeah. Ketaki has a doubt. Sir, I had one doubt. What happens when ROC strikes off a company's name? Whenever a name is struck off, that means that company is no longer existing. That end of the, what do you say? Legally, it is coming to an end. Okay, sir. Huh. Yes, guys. Okay, so thank you so much for people who were regular. For people who took time, thank you so much for being, first thing attentive, yes. And thank you for being regular. That is very, very important, because if you are not regular, things are not in my hands. So that is out of my scope. For people who are regular, yes, I could do whatever I could do. Yeah. So thank you so much. Hopefully we had a good session where your purpose was met. Yeah. And yes, let us see if fortune is good. Let us meet in the next level. Let us go to final. Let us even go to the next level. We have been student teacher. Let us also become colleagues someday. So I'll wait for that day for you guys to come there. So thank you so much, guys. See you. Bye bye. And have a good day and all the very best for your exams. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.